Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, it is the 4th already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day. Now, it's an interesting thing.
The 4th is a significant day for me, dude.
So this is why I wanted to have this conversation, because it's interesting this year, and I wanted to take a trip down memory lane really quick.
For who exactly?
Yeah, so this is always, so May the 4th is always celebrated by my business. You know, we do a big Star Wars Day promotion with my business. Obviously, Cinco de Mayo happens here in the States, you know, for whatever that is. And then May 6th is always my birthday. And so this year, I'm turning 50. I'm turning 50.
You're
I'm half a century.
Half a century old, bro.
Yeah. I'm only 25% through my life right now, and I'm
25% of your life.
Yeah,
Jeez,
I'm
dude.
easily.
You're gonna leap to be 200, bro. I'm like,
yeah, you know,
that's interesting.
Yeah, so I feel pretty good about myself.
You do,
and because of that, I wanted to take a little. I wanted this to be kind of more of a nostalgia conversation.
Okay.
Because I think there's something missing from the 80s that we need here.
80?
And I was born in 76. If anybody's not trying to do math, I was born in 76. But those first 5 years, right? Like, you're too young to really know what the hell's going on. So I look at it as a 1980s thing, because that's really when a lot of memories kind of kick up and you're like, oh, this is really cool.
You're right. I think I remember my first crush. So I must have been, and I was in preschool or something like that, kindergarten. It was like the first memory I have. But other than that, that's it. I don't remember shit
anymore. So yeah, I felt like the last couple episodes have been a little bit heavier in
100%.
in the conversation. So I wanted to take a step back into time today, and I pulled up on ChatGPT. So I AI'd some stuff.
We're gonna have an AI conversation, you guys.
No, and because I wanted to see what was trending, you know, because everything's reciprocal. So I wanted to see what was kind of trending now from the 1980s. And then I've got some topics that I want to throw at you to go down memory lane from. And
I need more caffeine is what you're saying.
You're going to need more caffeine, yeah. So
all right, go.
So here are
what are the topics? Let's
go.
go.
There's a lot. So I'll narrow down some of them. So these are the biggest 1980s nostalgia topics that are trending in 2026.
Can I take a stab of one of them?
Yeah, go for it.
Star Wars.
Yeah, from a movie's perspective, it's probably in there somewhere.
Okay.
So let me just give you some ideas of trending topics from the 1980s now. Power dressing, which means oversized blazers, shoulder pads.
Yeah, man.
Bold colors, and Wall Street chic is back.
Power. I've never I'll be 49 this year. In my 48 and a half years of life, I've never heard of the word power dressing, bro.
I've never either. I thought it was interesting. I think that's a term nowadays, but
okay, power dressing.
But I do remember having shoulder pads in my.
I've never needed shoulder pads, bro.
Well, it was a thing though. Like it was just a thing.
Yeah, I remember, dude.
They were huge.
Some of the girls look like football players.
Yeah. So let's go to retro sneakers, classic Adidas, Reebok. Puma is obviously making a huge comeback in a lot of different ways.
Puma.
You know, from a brand name in sports and all that stuff. Miami Vice aesthetics.
Yes.
Pastel colors, linen, neon, sunglasses at night.
Yes.
Vintage band tees. So that's from a fashion. Music and entertainment. This is what's
Oh
trending.
gosh.
Synthetic wave and retro electronic music.
They didn't talk about artists. This is
Oh,
bullshit.
a renewed obsession with the following artists:
There you go.
Madonna.
But renewed, she was popular back then, bro.
No, this is a renewed obsession. So
Oh, God.
Madonna, Prince, Journey, Tears for Fears, Bon Jovi.
Oh my god. No rap artist, huh?
No,
No rap artists?
no
What the
rap
hell,
artists, no
dude?
rap
Whoa.
artists from the 80s, but
No-
those are some of the biggest bands from
No
the
Run
80s
DMC,
that people are talking
no
about now.
Aerosmith, none of that shit, huh?
A lot of younger audiences are romanticizing pre-smartphone freedom vibes. I don't know what that really means,
That
but
basically means people were a hell of a lot happier, bro,
But that-
because they weren't freaking glued to their screens.
that one comes from the Washington Post. Here, toys and collectibles. I thought this was interesting.
Okay.
McDonald's brought back their 1980s changeable Happy Meal toys in 2026 because there's a high demand. I don't know what a changeable toy is. I'm not really sure.
I could tell you all about this, dude.
Oh, well, yeah.
I could tell you all about this.
Yeah.
So this is they take it's kind of like Mr. Potato Head type vibe.
Oh,
Where you can kind of like
mix
make
and match.
attachments,
Okay,
mix and match. Like,
Those are back, huh?
Yeah. It's a thing, dude. My grandson's like, I want to go to McDonald's. And I'm like, bro, I ain't going to McDonald's, bro. I think ever since he moved back in, I've been in McDonald's drive-through. People are like, what the hell? Omar's getting away. I know why, because he's going to McDonald's every day. This is my grandson, you guys.
Rubik's Cube, Garbage Pail Kids are back in.
Dude, I just saw a very, not fluorescent, but chrome and gold and those kind of colors, Rubik's Cubes.
Really?
Yeah, Coach Christine's son brought one in. And I was like, what? This thing is like, people are still playing with Rubik's Cubes, bro.
Well, yeah, they still have like Rubik's Cube championships going on, right? Like for
Yeah.
the fastest Rubik's Cube. We'll skip the home and design because I don't really.
We don't relate.
Here's what I thought was interesting. This is like tech and lifestyle.
What is?
Tech and lifestyle.
Tech and lifestyle, got it.
And I didn't think about that. Like I was watching one of the reality shows last night, and
From the 80s?
no, no, they didn't have.
I was about to tell you, like,
No.
bro, what are you watching?
So I was watching Below Deck last night, and
Okay.
and they always hire the young 20-something kids,
Yeah.
and two of these guys pulled out a disposable camera and took a photo with a disposable camera, and I was like, that's weird. And then I actually pulled this up.
It's coming back.
Disposable cameras are trending again.
Yeah. My daughter has a Polaroid, bro.
Dude,
My
yeah.
31-year-old daughter has a Polaroid.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Disposable cameras, cassette tapes for some odd reason.
Because, dude, that was the best one.
Arcades, roller rinks, mall culture is coming back, which is interesting because I do want to have further conversation with that.
There's no way mall culture's coming back.
It said mall culture is coming back.
In what regards?
Because
you go to the mall here, it's empty, bro.
this is a bad example here. Let's see, neon signs, boombox imagery. Meaning I would assume like larger size speakers,
Dude.
portable speakers.
I used to like
Yeah.
to Run DMC and not Bon Jovi.
VHS aesthetics.
Okay.
Meaning, right, when people post videos or something, you get kind of like that VHS look to the video.
That's a trending thing right now.
Yeah.
Going back to mall culture, I think it is coming back, but in the form of farmers markets.
I can see that.
Swap meets and farmers.
Yeah, I can kinda see that.
Because that shit is popping, dude. But go ahead.
I can see that. So, and this is where the discussion comes in because those are the trending things that are starting to pop back up
because it's all cyclical. We get rid of one thing and people are like, this is the new thing. And I'm like, no, it's not.
So here's a few things here's where the discussion point comes in. I kind of wanted to lay that groundwork of what's coming back. So these are things I thought these were great. Things that would never be allowed today from the 1980s. And
The mullet was allowed back.
I remember a lot of these things.
Okay.
And so I don't some of these will I think a lot of these will relate to both of us. I think some relate to me more than they do probably you and vice versa, right?
Okay.
Um the first one is riding in the back of station wagons with no seatbelts.
Fuck yeah, baby.
Do you remember that?
Oh, dude, I used to ride the back of trucks, bro.
Like, so did I. Like you pickup truck, you just so my like I remember that vividly. Like whether it was a station wagon or a truck, like you wouldn't even consider getting in the back seat. We just jump in the back of the
Bro.
vehicle and not even think about it.
I've had friends that are in the back of the truck, and if they foul out, bro, because we hit a bump or because we hit a sharp turn, it was their fault for not hanging on tight.
You laughed at them. You weren't concerned for
Like,
them.
you're a dumbass. What the hell are you thinking?
Yeah.
Hang on tight.
Hang on tight. I that's the thing.
Dude, we went to the San Diego Sockers game, and I told everybody like we were trying to carpool. I was trying to get everybody in the back. Just get in the fucking back of the truck. We gotta go, right? And they're like, Omar, we can't do that. It's just down the street.
It's just down the street. Yeah, you can't do that anymore. Here, parents disappearing all day while kids roam the neighborhoods.
Oh, fuck yeah, baby.
That was like we talked about that before. It's kind of like you just shoo, get out the door. See ya. You don't know what your parents are doing all day. You don't, and parents don't know what you're doing all day. It's
as long
great.
as you're alive and you come home before the lights
and
are
it's
up.
great because there was no
lights.
there was no smartphones, so you weren't taking pictures all day.
But you had a list of phone numbers, either in your wallet or on the wall by the phone, of people that you frequent.
Oh my god,
dude! Yes.
So that's one of them. And we'll get to that in a second because I thought that was quite funny.
Because it's like you don't know where the fuck they're at, but they got to be at Jimmy's, they got to be at Jenny's, they got to be at somebody's house.
Oh yeah. Smoking sections in restaurants,
bro,
everywhere, or smoking sections everywhere in airplanes, in restaurants.
Sizzlers, bro. Sizzlers used to have a nasty ass smoking room.
Yeah.
And it was disgusting, bro. But
well,
not even casinos are casinos are smokeless.
Well, casinos
now.
are smokeless now, but what I thought was interesting is, and I guess I kind of forgot about this, but teachers used to have smoking lounges in schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the other thing too. I was like, oh shit, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
You knew like teachers come out there and they just big waft of cigarette smoke comes out of the rooms as you pass by. You're like, what the fuck?
They were getting there. Either they were hot boxing or they were having a cigarette.
Here's a good one. Drinking from random garden hoses without concern. That was one of the best things as a kid.
I think about this every time I see one of those posts or a video of somebody grading fucking the bottled water in the industry. This is the pH this, and this has this many minerals, and this, and I'm like, we made it a half a century, bro, and we were drinking out of those.
I remember as you cruise around the neighborhood, if you saw a garden hose outside somebody's house, and literally you would just crank it, let the water go, and just drink out of the hose, and not even give two shits about.
Well, not in the summertime. You got to wait for the water to flow, bro.
You do,
because it was hot.
The water's hot as it sits there. But that was one of those things where I was like, as I read that, I was like, holy cow! I remember every single day doing that, and I almost feel like some houses kind of knew kids were roaming around.
Just put a hose out there.
Just put a hose out there for the kids, whatever. But that was huge. I didn't really think about that until after I read that.
It's the same topic of hoses. People used to have, remember before the irrigation systems were installed, some people would put those stupid sprinklers that are rainbows.
Dude,
the rainbow sprinklers.
And during midsummer, you were like, yes, here we go.
You're like,
just run back and forth.
We'd run our bikes and jump over it, dude. Like, oh, dude, there was so much fun had with fucking hoses. Okay.
Oh yeah. It's disappointing that you don't see that much.
Everybody has
everybody
has sprinkler systems now.
And if there is that, it's like you as a kid you don't really want to go and do that, or they look at it as you're invading somebody's private property or whatever. Da, 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 back in the day. And then here's my favorite that I kind of really miss. Lawn darts somehow became marketed to children. Lawn darts were the best and worst things in the 80s as far as games go outside, right? And
explain to the people what lawn darts are and why they were the worst thing.
So for anybody who is a millennial or Gen Zer, because I think these went by the wayside. Like I think lawn darts didn't even make it out of the 1980s.
No.
They were this
for good reason.
Lawn darts were this, I think, 12 to 14 inch heavy plastic dart with a huge metal tip at like a heavy metal tip. Like we're talking like a 4-inch thick metal tip.
Like a mini spear, you guys.
Like a mini spear that you literally think of it as a cornhole.
Yeah.
But you had a ring that you sit down at your feet, of all places. And each person stands next to the circle on either side like cornhole, and you throw a dart up in the air aiming for this circle that was literally 2 inches from somebody's toes.
And you can guess why they didn't make it out of
and they seriously marketed these things for families.
Yeah, this is family
not. Hey, this is an adult only game. There were no kid warnings on this thing. It's like, hey, family fun for everybody. And I'm sure I know you can still find lawn darts like on Amazon or like eBay and stuff, but
oh my god, dude, that was fucking classic. I was really laughing so hard because, like, dude, lawn darts as you describe them, bro, and that's pretty much goes for anything in the 80s, bro. There was so much unsafe shit that in today's society, bro.
No, dude. I'm sorry. That's why
you know why we were built different, bro.
Yeah. That's why Gen X is such a random generation. We had some of the most random, dangerous stuff.
Dude.
There was a lot of things that people just didn't care about. And we still made it out pretty good, I think.
Most of us are alive.
Most of us are alive. All right, so that was things that would not be allowed today. Here's trauma of 1980s technology.
Oh god.
And
there was very little technology though.
Oh no, this is interesting. Rewinding VH tapes before you were turning them back to Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Remember,
be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind. If you didn't, you got fined like $5 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Recording songs off the radio and DJs ruining their intro. 100%. You're just waiting for, like, I remember sitting there listening to the radio for hours on end, just waiting for one song. And all you needed was that first hook, right? That first couple notes of that song to be like, yes. And then you go hit the record button, and all of a sudden the DJ comes on and he's like,
this is Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, living on a prayer.
You're like, fucker.
Like, everybody knows what this song is. You don't need to explain who this is.
We've been waiting for you.
And then it was one of those things like you recorded it. You're like, well, I'm not going to sit here for that. So you just kept on recording it. And then you tried to like over record it. Afterwards, right? Like, oh, I'll try and record something over it. You know, it's like, let's see, waiting weeks to see photos from disposable cameras.
Yes,
like even that kind of changed because then it became an hour photo. But
dude, I still till this day, bro. I went on my very first trip in the 80s, bro, and I had a bunch of disposable cameras. And I'm like, oh, these are gonna be some great pictures. I lost the fucking camera.
That was the worst, right?
It was like you're fucking.
I would like to know. So that's the thing that I talked about to my parents about is when they were cleaning out my closets and my brother's closets from when they were just cleaning the house and getting rid of all this old stuff, I was like, "Did you guys find any, like, disposable cameras?" Because people have got disposable
Oh, for
cameras left
sure,
over
bro, for
years
sure.
and years that you could still get that stuff developed, and you probably have no idea what's on those cameras at
Yeah.
this point, but
The
there was a couple of those times when
yeah, yeah. Those dude, that's where they used to have. I don't know if they had them in your neck of the woods, but in my neck of the woods, they did. They used to have these little like huts, kind of like like it's
like
just
a
a small
photo hut in a
like a
sense?
photo hut, bro. But it
That
was like
you can get your stuff.
done like in 1 hour or
Yeah,
less.
yeah, yeah,
It was
so
like 30-minute photo huts or some
yeah,
shit like that.
yep,
You
I do remember
literally
that.
drive up, you not even get out of your car.
And you just
You
wait.
would wait.
You
You
just
just wait, and they
wait.
would do it right there, dude.
Yeah, I do remember those.
Yeah.
And at the time, you didn't really care. You're like, 30 minutes, okay.
It's okay, no big deal.
Yeah,
Well,
I
because
just
we
want my
weren't
photos.
because we weren't looking at our phones, bro.
No, you were just you end up going with 2 or 3 of your buddies,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you sit there
Yeah,
and just
wait
you
for
sit there and
wait
talk.
for your memories to come
Yeah,
out 30 minutes later.
exactly. Here's one that I truly remember, and again, Gen Zers won't really know what's going on here. Stretching the phone cord into another room for privacy.
Ooh.
I will never forget trying to talk to
Some of
your
these cords
friend.
were freaking
Oh, they
long,
were.
dude.
Some of those cords were like 20 feet long.
Yes, yes.
And you'd be you'd be stretched all the way into the room, and if you weren't paying attention as the non-phone talker, to like clothesline yourself with those things, like
Or trip.
or trip.
One time I took my mom out, dude. It was fucking hilarious, dude. Because I put the cord underneath the door. My mom did not see it. It went right across the room, bro. And she's just walking. She's like, bam! What the fuck?
There's a couple of times but do you remember when you'd be on the phone and your mom or your dad would then jump on the other
Oh,
phone
yeah. Oh,
and be
yeah.
like, Omar, it's time for dinner.
Yeah, yeah. No, my mom was my mom. Dude, I got better. My mom would pick up the other phone, right? Because she had one in her room and one in the living room, and or the kitchen, and she would pick it up and she would go, and she would do it very very quietly. You hear like, and I already knew. It's just you just listen. 'Cause I'd be talking to a girl like,
Oh,
with this motherfucker. What is this guy talking? What is this kid talking about? He's talking about sex, drugs. What are you talking about?
I'd like to know how many times Trudy did that to me. You know what happened. I know what happened. She had like, you try and be real quiet, and you can always hear that click. That's the giveaway.
And then they weren't smooth about it. It was like, and my mom would be like, she would wait, and she would like I'd be talking, and I knew she was when the room got quiet, bro. I was like, oh, I would lower my voice. Hey, talk really quiet because she's trying to time it. And then as you would keep it really quiet, and then you would hear click click. You're like, hey, mom, I can hear you're on the phone. Because if you were just talking normal, bro, you would be like,
No.
you couldn't hear shit.
Remember when call waiting came in?
Oh,
And
my
that was like the
God.
biggest technological thing that could happen in the 80s is call waiting.
Yeah, somebody else is calling me on the other line right
Yeah.
now.
Click, click.
Click click.
And then
Don't
you,
click.
yeah, and then it's like, like trying to talk to two people, like clicking back and forth. You couldn't
merge 'em.
couldn't merge them.
You couldn't merge the calls. Yeah.
But to that point, also, do you remember like if you were on the internet on your computer on the internet?
So that's one thing you had and I didn't.
Okay, so
I never had the internet in my house, bro.
So, and this was kind of funneled into the 90s, but when you were on the internet and dialing up,
Mm.
you couldn't get on the phone
Mm.
and talk at the same time. Like if somebody was on the computer on the internet, you couldn't
Yeah, because it was the same line.
because it was the same line.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So if you were on the phone, you couldn't get on the computer.
The conversation, it was the same adage of like you had a fax line and a phone line.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you call the fax line, you're hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to move on. 1980s lies we all believed.
Oh gosh.
These are think of it as urban legends back in the 80s, right?
I got some Mexican ones, but go ahead.
So this is the top 5 that they stated, ChatGPT stated. The car light being on was illegal. I didn't know
I don't
that.
get that.
I didn't either. Quicksand is
Oh, the car light being on inside the
like the
car?
dome
The
light.
dome light, yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
dome light.
dome light.
I do remember
The
that,
dome
but
light.
go ahead.
Quicksand is a real everyday threat. I
That's
got
quicksand!
yeah, there was things you thought there was
It's a
like,
mud puddle,
yeah.
shut up.
Strangers will offer free drugs at Halloween.
Yeah.
That
I
was
got
always
some
one
good
thing
drugs when I was a kid.
that was always a thing that we always talked about too, is like,
Check
maybe
your candy.
yeah, check your candy. Maybe you're gonna get some drugs. Don't sit too close to the TV.
Oh, God, you're gonna go blind.
Yeah. And video games will rot your brain.
Oh, God.
So those are the 1980s lies that we all believed. To go back to mall culture.
Okay.
All right, this is what peak mall culture looked like in the 1980s. All right.
Okay.
Orange Julius was a personality trait.
I don't even know what the fucking orange Julius
Oh, you
is.
don't?
No,
Are you kidding me?
no.
Orange Julius was the juice stand. It was literally they had all different types of like orange juices and smoothies and everything else. Yeah,
Dude, I could.
I don't even know if Orange Julius is even around anymore, but like you couldn't go into a mall without without you not seeing an Orange Julius in like the food court. I'm sure you
I
had to.
probably have.
You
Dude.
had to have
You
had
know
it.
what?
They were all over the place.
Is it just like what was the drink?
It was literally orange juice, orange smoothies, orange slushies, orange like all different varieties.
I'm trying to put myself back in the '80s when I was walking the mall. Oh gosh, and I was
Yeah.
in the mall all the time because I ditched school to go to the mall.
Yeah. I mean, really, they didn't really have much other than that. It was literally like you're getting some kind of orange juice, and it
Yeah.
was just
Okay.
and they had a couple things, but like orange was their primary.
Yeah.
Okay, so food courts being the center of social culture.
Facts.
Remember that?
I
You
do.
go to like so there was times and like in mall culture again is not like this anymore.
No.
When you go to a mall, you go there to shop and you're in, you're out for the most part,
Yeah.
right?
If you go to a mall.
I remember getting dropped off at the mall and walking around the mall for 5 hours at a time.
Dude, I'd
Not even going and shopping, just socializing.
just walking. I
See
had
it-
zero money in my pocket.
Yeah, same here. Seeing
Yeah.
who was there,
Yeah.
and then you'd go and sit at the food court and just and like maybe you have a Sbarro pizza or an Orange Julius or
Sbarro pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, that I do remember.
Yeah. And maybe you sit there, you have one slice, and you sit there for like 2 hours, just like watching people or talking to people,
Yeah.
like. And it was, I remember, I was like,
Yeah.
you don't see that much in your day. Yeah, see right here, getting dropped off at the mall for 6 hours with zero supervision.
Zero. Zero.
A 10-year-old getting dropped off, like, okay, see you later.
Dude, but see, like that is it's like even bumpkiest lifestyle and suburban lifestyle back in the '80s, bro, and versus hood lifestyle. My mom never dropped me off at the mall. Maybe once or twice.
Really?
Maybe, dude. If I'm lucky. I used to ride the bus to the freaking mall, or my school had a sewer system.
Oh.
This is
Okay.
a sewer system. So like the big giant ones that you could walk into
Right.
from my school all the way to the mall.
What?
So
Really?
fun fact, in this time in my 7th grade year, I don't know if I still hold this record, but I think I do. Please tell me. I don't know if you guys anybody at Granger Middle School. You could tell me, you can look up my records maybe, but no, they're probably archived somewhere far away. But me and my cousin had the most days missed in school because we would get off the bus from school. We had $0 in my pocket, and we would go into the sewer system with flashlights that we stole and go all the way to mall. Spend the whole day at the mall and go all the way back, get back on the school bus, and my mom did not know the wiser, bro. All
Dude, that is awesome.
half the fucking school year was that, right? And so
Really?
yes, so
Whose idea was it to make a sewer system that went
Dude,
from the mall to
dude,
the
I
school?
don't- dude.
I mean,
I don't know, but because there was a drainage, you know, those,
right.
like the one like a Oceanside,
Yeah.
the river
Yeah.
path. Like it was something like that. So we would just literally get on and just do it. And
That
and
is
so yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yeah,
Amazing. I love that.
amazing. Yeah, and nobody in the mall would say anything.
No, of course not. Um, Here's the weird stores that were found at all malls. Spencer's,
Uh,
which is still found today.
yeah.
Sam Goody.
God,
Remember Sam
music.
Goody, the music store?
Yeah,
And they always had like
you
other
could
random people.
easily lose like an hour there.
100%.
Easy, easy.
Yes, easy. Lose an hour, 2 hours of Sam Goody just looking at all the
Because they
music.
had all these little sample music stations.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah,
They're like, hey, you want to hear the little song? You push a little button, put a headsets on.
yep,
You'd be sitting there listening to all the samples.
yep. Get all your music fix in
Yeah,
for it. Walden Books.
dude. Nah, I didn't know. I didn't know that book. I didn't know.
So Walden, it was like just a
Yeah,
bookstore,
yeah.
but at the time, like you would go in and like literally, it's kind of the same thing. If you
Yeah.
were somebody that
I know.
wanted,
I knew the store. I just never went in there.
yeah, and Radio Shack.
Oh my God, Radio. I was
It's
sad when Radio
it's
Shack
unfortunate
closed,
that
bro.
Radio Shack closed down.
Yeah,
I
I
think
was so sad,
I think the
bro.
last one here in San Diego area was in Del Mar over there off of next to Gelson's in Petco. Like I remember when it closed down. That was just about 15 years ago. Like
Yeah.
the Radio Shack being gone is
And for the young people that are listening in, Radio Shack was just a store where you could buy some electronical goods
yeah.
and repair parts for your goods, electronic goods.
Yeah.
So like power strips and like batteries and some
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
All right. So here, moving on to schools.
Yeah.
1980 schools were wild.
A little bit.
All right. And this is, again, some that I'll probably remember more or had versus you and vice versa. Here, one I already mentioned, teachers smoking in the lounge,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was a big thing. Remember pencil sharpeners mounted on the walls?
Fuck yeah, baby.
You don't see that anymore. I'm like,
No.
why did that go away?
Because iPads came into play.
Do they even use, to our teachers listening in, do they even use pencils and pens anymore at school?
I could ask. I got a couple teachers on speed dial.
Do
bro,
they even
so I
have?
don't
Do they
know.
even have pencil sharpeners? They even use pencils, I guess, at schools. Overhead projectors and the transparencies. Remember that they had those? Yeah, they had that big white
Yeah.
projector and the clear.
It was it would shine a light down.
Yep.
Or up. Or it was up.
Yeah, shine a
So
light
shine
up,
a light up
and then the
into
reflective,
a mirror reflective,
and then it would
and
go
it
to the
would
wall.
project onto the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see those much anymore. Now here's a good one: dodgeball, basically being assault.
I still listen. My grandson knows how to play dodgeball.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
He will be raised on a culture of old school music, and getting hit in the head with the fucking ball.
I do remember that. Well, that was one of the things. So there was a couple of things that we played in PE. And for those that are younger, PE was a thing, physical education in school.
What's PE?
When you
And you
actually,
actually got graded on it.
when you actually had an hour of just being, playing
It's my
games.
favorite period, bro.
So so dodgeball, 100% was assault.
Oh, 100%.
Legal assault. Like you take those balls and you, as a young boy growing up, you wanted to just throw that thing as hard as you possibly
And you
could.
were aiming for body parts.
You were aiming for body parts. You were aiming. It's not like you weren't aiming for a head. You were aiming for the head, and you were aiming for the crotch.
That was accident.
Yeah.
That was an accident.
You were 100% doing that. Now the other sport that we played in PE was floor hockey.
Never did play that.
So floor hockey.
But I know what it is, but I never played it.
So you play on your basketball court, and you are just playing in your socks, and they gave us really thick socks to put on.
Yeah.
And that lets you slide around a little bit more, and you're literally you have a hockey puck.
Yeah.
And you're pushing it around with brooms.
Yeah.
Or like sweeping brooms.
Yeah.
And that got a little dangerous too.
Oh yeah.
Because you're acting like you're in hockey, right? Like
I did it.
throwing people into the bleachers and everything else.
We used to do it at our church when we were little, but it was out of the 80s. We used to have it with for a camp thing. We'd have a church takeover night,
Mm,
and we would clear out the sanctuary,
yep.
and we would have all the kids play broom hockey.
Yeah.
It was so fun, dude. Like watching it really, but this was in the '90s, and people were like, "Where the fuck did you guys get this idea?" I said, "Did you grow up in the '80s?"
Yeah. Here's one down your avenue. 1980s fitness culture
Oh
was
God,
unhinged.
dude.
Jazzercise.
Jazzercise, and they're still
And
around. They're
Jazzercise
still
is
going strong.
still around. Richard Simmons energy.
Yes, queen. You got this, go.
Neon leotards and leg warmers.
This is why. Wait. Going back to Richard Simmons, you guys want to know why I wear short shorts?
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons, baby.
Sweating to the oldies.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Jesus, that was home workout VHS tapes with aggressively enthusiastic instructors.
That were hip thrusting,
Oh,
standing straight
well,
up.
that's what they're talking about.
John Travolta. What was that movie, dude? What was it?
With John Travolta back in the 80s?
Yeah.
You're not talking about Grease, are you?
No. Gosh, dude, you're gonna make me freaking look it up. It's John Travolta was hip in a jazzercise or a jazz class fitness group.
I remember that, and I don't know what movie that was.
And who's the girl? Who's the female actress?
Was that Olivia Newton-John?
Maybe. I'm gonna look it up now because it's gonna drive me
But that was like fully aggressive.
That was full on, like
it was
eye
just,
contact thrusting.
And as a little boy, you sit there and see that stuff on TV, and you're just like, all you could do is just stare and watch, because it was like, granted, they have these huge leotards on, so you're not really seeing much, but the thrusting is what really got you.
Yeah, it was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh my God!
Jamie Lee Curtis, bro.
Yes,
It
yes.
was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes, okay, I remember that.
What was the name of the movie? I am going to look it up. Yeah, and it. I didn't bring my glasses. Is it 85? No. I will find it here in a little bit.
We'll come back to that.
Yes, go ahead.
This is a great one. 1980s kids logic. The floor is lava.
It's lava. Don't go.
Yeah. I remember playing that with my brother all the
100%.
time, throwing up couch pillows all over the place.
Yep.
Jumping ramps with BMX bikes after watching one movie.
Dude, I used to steal parts and bikes and make my own mini BMX bikes. Do you remember the mini bikes?
Yes, I do.
They had like little tiny. I mean, they probably didn't fit your big old body, but
so this kind of goes to what you just said. Absolute confidence in homemade skateboard engineering.
dude,
Same thing with bikes, man.
we used to like some of these bikes, bro. Oh my God. We would take one, and you remember when we used to piecemeal bikes together, and we would want to make them look like hot rides, so we'd put like a little tire in the front and a big tire in the back. Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you had all different kind of handlebars. Dude, it
Monkey
was
bars, all that stuff.
You just put that stuff together. You just kind of hope it just rode. Your 1980s fast food was different. McDonald's ashtrays. Pizza Hut dine-in nights were luxurious.
Yeah.
They were.
This is back when Pizza Hut used to do very well.
Yeah.
They still have some of those buildings around town, bro.
They do.
Like with the V-cut window seals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Birthday parties at Showbiz Pizza or Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah.
Don't talk to Bliss about Chuck E. Cheese, bro.
Yeah,
It's just a little traumatic.
Let's just be honest. Those places were fucking creepy.
Bro, do you remember
Creepy.
back in the day, the Chuck E. Cheese had underneath the mechanical things that they used to have, like the mechanical robots that used to sing Chuck E. Cheese songs, right? They would have like a small room underneath that you could crawl, like a crawl space, bro.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was so freaking creepy, dude. And dude, So many bad things happen in those little crawl spaces, bro, because the parents couldn't get in there.
I had no idea those things
Dude,
were in
it
there.
was so freaking creepy, bro. And I some of the things that happened in there, we were like, this is a Chuck E. Cheese, for goodness sakes. Yes. And so, because all of those robotic things that would sing in Chuck E. Cheese they were elevated because there was mechanical things underneath. And you could get underneath the crawl spaces, dude.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's creepy. 80s.
Happy Meal toys being genuinely elite. They were. Back in the day, McDonald's Happy Meal toys were legit. Let's see. Let's go. Here, music video era, right? This is when music videos started. When MTV actually played music, they stopped doing that in the 80s. Music videos costing movie level budgets. Yeah. Hence Michael Jackson's Thriller.
He has a movie out, bro.
Oh, I know.
Watch it.
I've actually heard it's pretty good, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's like #1 at the box office at this point, I guess. I don't know. Hair bands taking themselves very seriously. Every single one of them. Every single one of them.
Facts.
Let's see. And the final thing that they have listed here is fashion crimes, which we've talked a lot about these already that are making a comeback. Shoulder pads, acid wash jeans. Remember those?
Yes.
I don't
never wore them.
Yeah, I didn't really either. Maybe I did. I don't know. I can't remember.
Bell bottoms got to be on the list.
No, bell bottoms was the 70s.
But it came in the 80s.
You know what we did in the 80s though was tight rolled your jeans. You remember that?
Yes.
Did you ever do that?
No. I was wearing baggy pants, bro, so that I can hide all the weapons and drugs in my freaking body, okay?
But you didn't tight roll your jeans?
I never tight rolled my jeans, bro. Never.
That was the thing. Maybe
if you tight rolled your jeans in the hood, you got your ass beat, bro.
Yeah. I actually saw somebody who had tight rolled their jeans years ago. And I was like, "Oh, is that making a comeback?" That's
I want to do it.
That was a rough thing. I actually, when I saw that person, I actually went home and tried to do it again, and I'm like, "How in the hell did we ever do this,
dude?" Some of the
and why was that ever a thing? And who brought that up? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, I used to
tight rolled jean
when I used to back in my day. It's like a fucking old man.
Back in our day.
Back in our day. In my neck of the woods, we had baggy pants, or like in the 80s, in my neighborhood, we used to crease our jeans.
Oh yeah, yeah.
To the point where they could practically stand by themselves, bro.
You starch them?
Starch the fuck out of them, dude.
So can I let you in on a little secret?
Oh God, you still starch your clothes today?
No.
Oh God. Yeah.
You know that's a country thing. That is a.
Are you still trying to convince me to like country music?
That is a full-on country thing. So, by de facto, you could be considered a country boy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You could. Starching and creasing your jeans was a huge country thing.
I've never
that
seen
was
a
farm. That was a farmer thing. Like you were technically by all comparison a country boy now.
Negative ghostwriter. Stop. Pause. Pause. No, we did. We would legitimately crease a crease line from the first ring of your jeans all the way down and in the back. Like a crease line.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then we used to crease line our shirts too.
Yeah, I remember that too.
So
as well.
crease line the shirts.
Yep.
That's how it was.
Man.
People were like, what the fuck are these old men talking about?
Yeah, I know. Last couple of things. Windbreakers that can be heard from miles away.
Yes. Yes.
Remember The
like
old
the rub.
the starter jackets.
Yes,
Dude, the
yes.
starter jackets were legit
There
back in
was
the day.
another jacket that was just not just starters, bro. Because everything starters was like the thing. Now I think starters ended up a Walmart brand, bro.
Yeah.
But starters was like you were high end if you were walking around with the starter jacket and the windbreakers. But do you remember how uncomfortable those windbreakers were?
Oh my
Like
god.
you would just be walking, bro, and sweating.
Oh, they were terrible.
They were fucking horrible.
They were just terrible.
And you would just hear like corduroy pads, bro.
Oh my god, it's the worst. Remember members only jackets too?
Yes, I do remember those.
Oh,
Those are the next thing I
man.
was going to tell you.
Members only jackets.
Those
I'm
things were
surprised that's
popping.
not on the list.
That should be making a comeback. Members only jackets should make a comeback, bro.
Feathered hair requiring industrial chemicals. The amount of hairspray that was used in the 1980s.
The girls, bro.
I kind of wish I would have owned stock
Dude.
in some hairspray companies because, Lord, that was unbelievable.
And the stupid shit we used to do with the hairspray. The girls used to like do this thing with their hair, dude. That would be like
Oh
a
my
big
God.
giant wave.
Oh yeah, and it was
Like-
in the front too, with
Yeah,
like
yeah.
huge bangs, and it would.
And then it would like,
Yeah.
look like a big giant wave.
It's like you just surf that thing, man. Oh yeah, or they would curl it so it was like this big like ball,
just
like
like
a big puff right in the front of their
version
forehead.
of the mullet.
Yeah, a big puff like right in front.
And everything else on the side was super tight. And then
Yeah.
the big old puff, and then the puff in the back.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, the '80s, man.
Gotta love it.
I miss it.
Gotta love it.
I think there's again. I bring up some of these things because it was turning 50 this year. It kind of makes me think about some of that stuff and like some of how a lot of that stuff comes back around. Everything comes back around, and it's so
There's nothing original anymore.
there's nothing
bro.
original anymore, and it's funny to see that, and it's I also look at it as how they bring back some of these 80s characters for movies. Like they're doing a He-Man movie this year.
Fuck yeah, baby.
They're still doing another Top Gun movie.
Good.
They just announced that, right? And it's like they're bringing back
But
like
please
all
tell me
this.
it's not gonna be Tom Cruise again.
It is. That dude, Tom Cruise still looks like he's 30 years old. Crying out
Fuck
loud.
is that guy eating,
I
bro?
don't
What is he
know.
doing, bro?
I don't know.
Oh
Who knows?
gosh, he does not look like he's
Yeah.
he's over 50, bro.
So yeah, I think about that and I'm like, that time of year, it's that stage of your life. It's kind of like we had no care in the world as a Gen X kid.
No.
And that's what I think back and I loved about it. Like I think that's why I still to this day I tell people like I genuinely loved where I grew up. I loved growing up in the Midwest. I loved growing up in small town.
Yeah.
You could do whatever the fuck you wanted,
Yeah.
and people just don't care. They like, and if something bad happened, everybody knew about it in town. But like, you could do anything you wanted. Like we were, again, out until 8 o'clock at night. No
caring.
concern from a parent. Like we said, drinking from a garden hose off of some random person's house. Like
Going into somebody's house is like, are you hungry?
yeah. Mrs.
Shit
Smith,
would
we're
not
down the
happen
street. Like,
today, bro.
yeah, we're down the street. Do you have any sandwiches or anything? Like going and just asking random people if they have food in their house.
The toy like borrow a cup of sugar from the neighbor.
Yeah.
Like that shit does not happen today,
No,
bro.
it doesn't,
That shit does
man.
not happen today.
It doesn't.
Dude. Yeah. All right. So if there was one thing you could bring back yourself personally for your birthday from the 80s, what would that be?
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. What do I miss the most out of the 80s? I don't really know. Not really sure. That's a great question. I don't really know because it's
Because you're oversensitized with all the technology that we have going on, sir.
we are.
But so put yourself back into your childhood in the 80s. How you were what? In the 80s you were how old? You were 76,
so that was
so
the thing.
late 80s.
So in the late 80s,
Let's go.
so it would be
86 you were 10, bro.
Yeah, 86, I would have been 10.
10.
So it's tough. Like, so a lot of my 80s were, it was a lot of the toys,
Yeah.
right? A lot of I would probably, I, I would probably bring back a lot of the yard games that we
Facts.
played.
Yeah.
Because that's probably what I remember the most of the 80s
Uh-huh.
is literally going out and just wandering the streets. Even at 10 years old, like we would just go out and you'd have friends that were
The
3,
minute
4.
you could ride a bike, bro, you were gone out of the house.
Well, exactly. And I think that's from my brain. Let's see, yeah, 86. So I would have been at most 14
Yeah.
by the time the 80s were over with. So a lot of it was probably yard games.
Yeah.
Like bringing back some of those really cool yard games, and I would I would love to have a regular set of yard darts or lawn darts. I think it'd be awesome if you could find that shit. But I think from most of the 80s in my remembrance, it was literally just wandering the neighborhood streets, just cruise on your bike for hours
We're
on
too
end.
busy for that.
Going to the basketball courts and just playing for
Yeah.
hours on end, just
Yeah.
doing some of that shit. Like,
So would you consider yourself to be an 80s child or a 90s child?
oh, the 80s, 100%.
Really?
Yeah,
Because
80s.
like to your point, bro, like yes, 77, right? And so I remember the 80s, like Ronald Reagan, and my mom used to be like talking about all that stuff and the politics and everything else, but I more so remember the 90s because that's when I was like doing the most.
Well,
as a child, because
I-
remember my childhood was a lot different than yours.
it
though, bro.
was, and
Yeah,
I see
yeah,
why
you know,
you
so-
see that. I think when I got into high school, your mentality shifts, right? Like it was more about the sports and some of that stuff.
Girls and yeah.
And you don't really find yourself really wandering around the neighborhood for like on hours on end because you got your high school friends, you got people that can drive you,
Mhm.
pick you up, whatever. You're now into the dating scene, whatever it is, right? Like that mentality kind of shifted for me.
Mhm.
Again, when you can't drive and all your friends have got bikes and they're just cruising around and in my scenario, when our town is only 1,500 people
Oof.
and it is maybe 4 square miles
Yeah.
of roads, right? I think that is what I look back and I remember, most of is just being able to be outside
Do
and
all
not
things.
have a care in the world at all. There's no strangers that are stalking you and looking at you and whatever. People are just doing their own thing. They don't give a shit. You're drinking out of people's water hoses. You're going into people's houses and asking for food.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need to use the restroom.
Yeah.
Like you're not going into a restaurant thinking you're gonna use the restroom. You walk into somebody's house and be like,
Get-
knock on the door, like,
I gotta
Mr.
take a
Smith,
shit.
I gotta go to the bathroom. You mind? Like, no, come on in. And they'll let you walk into the restroom, walk right out, no fucks given, right? And I think that's the thing.
But see, like my childhood was all like very similar, right? But we were living in the city, but we used to like again going around neighborhood. This still applied. We would go into our friends' houses that had like, do you remember the projection TVs?
Oh yeah,
The big giant, the very first ever big TV, dude. They were like projection TVs. They were huge,
Yeah.
bro. They
And
were like
yeah.
it took like a moving crew to move one TV
Yeah.
from one side of the room to the other, bro. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous. But I remember I used to go to those friends' houses, dude, and watch whatever we were gonna watch. Right? You would my friends whose dads had Playboy magazines, bro.
Oh, I remember that. So my dad had VHS porn tapes,
Yeah.
and Playboy magazines.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dave. Yes.
Yeah. You know what I'm
your,
saying?
your sons knew exactly where that shit was. And yes, we watched them and we rewound them to the exact point
That you left them.
that you left off with. That is exactly what I remember.
Wait,
And
You would go, oh my God, dude, I'm dying over here. Dave, you just learned something about your son, baby.
yeah,
But no, the other
you
one.
know what? And I even had a couple female friends over and we watched those things together.
Yeah, man.
But it was always rewound to the exact
We got to put it back.
the exact second, just in case.
I'm dying, bro. I'm dying.
I even think at some point in time, I think I found my mom's Playgirl magazine.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that because I opened it up thinking it was a Playboy, and you open it up, you see a bunch of dicks. You're like, oh.
Mom, Trudy,
So
what's
Trudy-
going on over there?
So Trudy had a couple of those magazines floating around. She ain't that innocent.
Oh my God, dude, I'm dying over here. Oh, it couldn't be as traumatic, dude. My mom did not, that I'm aware of, did not have Playboy magazines, but my stepdad had Playboy magazines, and my friends, all of their dads had Hustler, Playboy magazine. This is where we used to acquire all of our pornography back in the day, you guys.
100%.
I'm fucking dying. But we would go over my friend Cato's house, and his parents had the big projection TV, the big one. Like it would be like an 80-inch screen TV, and the quality of the video was
terrible.
Horrible.
Terrible.
Horrible. It's horrible, bro. Like, it's so blurry. It's so raw.
You had to watch it with all the lights off.
Yeah.
You couldn't have lights on and watch that. It's like you're just in the dark.
I'm dying, dude.
The one thing the other thing I remember that went away and is never coming back is water beds.
Oh God, yeah.
I saw something on social media the other day. Like, do you remember when? And it was a picture of a waterbed and a garden hose running into your house. Remember when you had to have a garden hose running into your house to fill up your bed?
They sold patch kits for them, bro.
They did. Yeah. The waterbeds were the worst.
Oh my God, dude.
Waterbeds were the worst. And you couldn't, I don't know how anybody got a really good night's sleep on a waterbed.
No.
And I don't even remember the logic behind a waterbed, because you make one move
and you're like,
and trying to have sex in those things, fucking terrible. One of my college girlfriend's mom had a waterbed, and while she was gone, we had sex in that thing a couple times, and it was just the worst.
Talk about the motion of the ocean, baby.
Yeah. Jesus. Terrible. Just terrible.
Like, I think about all these things, bro, and how easy we have it as a society right now. And all our young people's like, I'm helping raise my grandson, right? And I'm like, you will not be raised. Like, he's already watching a lot of screen TV, dude, stuff. I'm like, nope, we're roughhousing.
Yep.
We're playing dodgeball, bro. We're doing all the stupid shit that I did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And my son comes home and he's like, what the fuck? I taught my grandson how to, you ever had a grandparent that was like, pull my finger, kid?
Yeah. You're teaching him that, huh?
I taught him that. And so now my son gets so pissed, bro. He gets so pissed. He's like, the fuck you doing? Teaching him pull his finger. All he does is fart now.
Oh yeah, man, that was a huge thing.
And I'm dying, dude. I'm like, yep, he's gonna learn how to pull
All
fingers,
the
bro.
time.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh my gosh, dude. It was so fucking hilarious, man. There was so much good that came out of the 80s, in my opinion, dude. And early 90s, too. And I think as things go cyclical, right? And people start to pick up some of these older things. First of all, there's nothing new. You did not come up with the idea.
No, exactly. Yeah.
But second of all, like, we could all learn from each other. Like, legit. I think that's what makes Gen Z so freaking, like, resilient.
Gen X.
I'm sorry. Gen X
resilient. Yeah, don't bring us down.
Don't bring, no, I'm
sorry. Gen X.
I'm sorry. Gen X. Sorry, I don't know all these damn, but Gen X I think that's what makes us so resilient.
100%. I think it's, the stuff that we grew up with, the stuff that that we were growing up with that was coming into age,
Yeah.
right? That we've had to learn how to
Yeah.
do this. Like I was uh a while ago I was looking at it was some Instagram reel or whatever that somebody popped up that said something that uh what the Gen Xers had and what we had to learn.
Yep.
You know, kids nowadays are born with a phone in their hand
Yep.
and know exactly how to do AI and everything else. The internet came around when we were in school,
Yeah.
in teenagers. We had to actually learn what was going on with it,
Yeah.
how to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was, and then at the same time, you were still learning from some of the baby boomer generation and all that. It was kind of this
It
weird
was a
like
weird space.
Gen X was kind of in that weird like middle ground because millennials came around like in the 1990s,
Hmm.
right? And Gen X was like I think the smallest window of generation. So we kind of got stuck in between the hardships of things and the carefreeness of the 70s, I think. And it was kind of this funny, weird, weird space. But
I was we were at the stair workout, and somebody was talking about that. Uh, One of our members was saying, "I'm so happy right now." And I said, "Why?" She's like, "Because I deleted all my social media, and I
oh,
only look at my phone as a phone." And I was like, "Wow, what does that do for you?" Like she's talking about how she's struggling with like she has anxiety and all that stuff.
hmm
And she's like, It's great. It's I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life." And I immediately went back into like the 80s, bro. Like early
yeah,
90s, 80s, bro, before everything was
not a
like
care in the world.
not a care in the world, right? But I'm seeing that same transition happening, dude, with the introduction of AI. Like there's a whole other like the transition of the same thing that happened in the 80s and the 90s when they brought in the internet, right? It was like people were like, "Oh man, the internet's gonna fucking change the world," and it did, right? That same conversation is happening right now about AI is gonna change the world,
hmm
and it will,
hmm
right?
And it
But
is.
and it is, yeah, and it is, and so like all those things come into play. But like as you turn 50, bro, like what do you think? Well, let me rephrase the question. What's the biggest advice that you would give your younger self today?
Oh man, that's a great question. I think uh don't worry about the small stuff. That it all
Sound like
works. It
sound like Dave over here,
I
bro.
know,
Sound
right?
like your pops.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, I think that's one of those things when you're in any generation, you're growing up and you're worried about the most minute things in the world. Like, look at the big picture of everything. Don't sweat the small things, and don't get down on yourself because something doesn't go your way,
Mm,
right? Whether that's a way a sports game turned out, whether that's a girlfriend that dumped you or whatever it is, right? I think it's uh, keep moving forward, keep your head up, and just stay positive with everything because everything does work out in the end, you know.
mm,
So that's what I would. I mean, that's what I would probably tell my younger self
that's good, dude.
is just keep keep that positive mentality, and that's why I've always been an optimist. I've never been a pessimist, and I think that's one of those things. Like maintain that.
But there's always been moments in your life that you think that you've been like, obviously, you wouldn't give yourself that advice, your younger self that advice, had there not been moments where you were not an optimist.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody goes through those stages
Yeah,
of woe is me.
yeah,
Why this happened to me? Why it's not fair.
yeah.
This isn't fair. This shouldn't happen. And so I think everybody has those moments, but I think I've always been that optimistic person where happy go lucky, oh, things will work itself out. Like it will be fine. Like, and I'm still that way today, but it's kind of one of those things like just keep your head, in that space and you'll be fine.
Mm.
So
This advice for the younger stoner. I'm, uh, I'm so glad, dude, that I get to be a part of your 50th birthday.
yeah, man.
Because we're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, it's funny to think about that. I actually was uh turning 50 and then having like telling your parents like, how does it feel to have a 50-year-old? Right? It's like,
I feel that way because my daughter's 31 now, dude.
yeah.
Now that she's gonna be 32, and I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, I
and
have a
it's like,
30-year-old daughter. I'm
yeah.
fucking old.
Yeah, and so it'd be interesting. I think that's the thing is I feel like I don't look 50 and I feel like I definitely don't feel 50, which is great. And I
Mhm.
think that's, I was telling somebody the other day, I got one of those Hume body pods, right? That kind of gives you some of the biometrics of everything, scans your body, like body fat and
Mhm,
muscle,
mhm. Yeah.
muscle, everything else. And it comes out and it says my biometric age is 36. And I'm like, okay, I
I've
feel
done way too many drugs in my day for my
I
for
feel
my
pretty
body biometric body to be
I
that.
feel pretty good about that. So at least I tell Des all the time, like I definitely don't feel 50 at all. And I think that's the thing. It's like I've always never really felt my age either. It's like
Mm,
when I turned 40, I definitely didn't feel like I was turning 40.
yeah.
And I think a lot of it is now if I would have stayed in the Midwest and had the same type of uh eating schedule and wasn't as active as I am, I'd probably be thinking differently with it, but
Feeling differently for sure.
yeah. But I being 50 and feeling like I'm in my
36.
mid-30s
Yeah.
still feels great.
Yeah.
So, I hope everybody can feel that way when they turn 50.
Well,
But, anyway, well, thank you everybody for letting us
yeah.
take a walk down memory lane, and if you're a Gen Xer like us, or if you've experienced any of those things, we'd love to hear from you about that. Like,
What's the biggest thing that you miss from the
yeah,
80s and early 90s? Let's go with that.
what are some of those things that you miss? What are some of those things that you did?
Like bring back what? Like
Yeah,
what
exactly.
do you want to bring back?
Yeah. What do you wanna bring back? We'd love to hear from you on that. But, anyway, again, guys, may the 4th be with you. It's Star Wars Day today, so enjoy, and, I'm celebrating 50, baby.
Let's go.